What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John, and welcome back to Gearbox. So, obviously today we are not in a Subaru WRX, that's for sure. We are in my 1987 Ford fucking Ranger. Now if y'all can see that note, you can maybe piece together what we are looking at today. So for those who have not seen my previous video on this truck, this is a essentially bone stock 1987 Ford Ranger. I bought it as kind of an off-road beater truck. I mean, clearly it's not a beater. But anyway, we bought this for an event called the Gambler 500. If you're not familiar, go look it up. It's pretty cool. It's all based on essentially driving trails through the woods and everything like that, and picking up trash is kind of the gist of it. The Gambler is coming up. There's one in September and one in October. So now it's kind of time for me to figure out the truck and make sure everything's good. One of the things that is not good on this truck is brakes. I went and drove it probably a couple months ago, honestly, and went down to that cul-de-sac right there and hit the brakes, and it just went psst. And I'm like, okay, let me dip a tire in the grass and let me come back here, and went up that little hill over there to, you know, stop me and everything like that. So I was honestly messing around with this the other day, and I figured out, actually let's take a look. Everything seems to be fine except for right there. So at first I didn't really know where the leak was, or if there was a leak, or if it was a brake line, is it the master cylinder, you know, whatever. So found the leak there. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take this, put it up on a jack, take the tire off. I'm hoping it's just like a bleeder valve or something. We're gonna figure it out, or at least get some sort of idea. Then from there we'll be able to, you know, get the parts needed, you know, be able to fix that, bleed the brakes, etc. Then honestly I think this truck is pretty good. I mean, let's see right here, she should start up like a charm. So anyway, I'm gonna put y'all down, get you set up, and we'll take the tire off and go from there. All right, so got the wheel off here. You can still see, like, it's actually dripping right now. So I guess what we need to figure out is where the hell that is coming from. And I do not quite know. Actually, I found it. It's right here. Yep. All right, so we have our culprit. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess just try to tighten it down. I think would be a good starting point, I guess. So let me go get something, figure out what the hell that is, and hopefully we should be good. I'm probably gonna end up replacing the brakes eventually, just because they're old. But I don't know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. As long as I can drive this a little bit with some brake pressure, that's really all I ask for. So let me tighten it, figure out where we're at, and then we'll go from there. All right, well, after looking at it, that bolt seems pretty tight. So what I'm gonna do, I've got the truck running, obviously. It sounds like total shit, but it is shit. I'm gonna pump the brakes a few times. When I originally was checking it, this whole area was destroyed with brake fluid. So that's why I think it might be the bleeder here. But I'm gonna set y'all up and see where the brake fluid goes, and then kind of go from there. So yeah, we'll get into it here. those who haven't done brakes before or are maybe looking into brakes or whatever, this is your bleeder valve. You use this when you're bleeding your brakes. And with this shit being so fucking old and rusted, I think it just lost its seal. Or at least that's where it seemed like it was coming from. With that, I don't know, maybe it is coming from here. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna try to tighten shit down and figure it out, and probably end up getting a new bleeder valve. So anyway, let's set you up. Let's see what we can do here. So after further inspection, well, first things first, if you have a buddy who you can do this with, get a buddy who you can do this with. After further inspection, it does look like that brake line bolt that goes into the caliper, not the bleeder valve, which is kind of nice. So I actually was able to crank it down quite a bit. I just don't want to over torque the bolt. But I think I'm good now. So what I'm going to do is got a little more brake fluid in this one. I'm just going to pour some in because I think it's pretty much dried out the brake fluid, the master cylinder. I'm going to pour some in, turn the truck back on, start pumping again, and hopefully it can at least hold pressure a little bit. I'll probably end up replacing that fitting anyway, but just for my sanity, hopefully it can hold some pressure. So anyway, I'm gonna pop the hood, pour some brake fluid in, pump the brakes again, see what's up. Hopefully everything's good. Throw the tire back on, and I don't know, on with the rest of our Sunday, I guess, but let's get to it. So it did turn out being that loose brake line there. I'm glad I figured that out. I knew it was going to be simple, but I thought that maybe a part was broken as opposed to just loose. So that is a win in my book. I went ahead and topped off with some more brake fluid and kept, pumping to build some pressure. Seemed to be holding pressure all right. It's probably still a little bit of a leak. But I've actually got some buddies coming over probably within the next couple of weeks or so. They have an 84 Ranger that they're going to be running in the Gambler. So we're basically all going to do a once over on the trucks anyway. But now I just don't have a puddle of brake fluid sitting under my truck. So that is a plus. I hope y'all like the kind of switch up over to the truck. I know I've been neglecting it. I know every damn video I make, that truck is right there, and there is a reason why it had not moved, literally, in a while. So glad I could get that figured out, and just some diversity of content. Everyone's got to love it. But anyway, guys, really appreciate y'all coming back to another episode of Gearbox. As always, thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell. You know the drill. Peace.